one, go. So this is LEGO Island 2 for the GBA. I know there are a few runners who do the PC version. This is nothing similar. It's a very condensed version, so that could fit the GBA. In this run, however, there is one glitch that brings it down from probably 30 minutes to 10. But we need to get to Castle Island to do that. First thing though, we need to get the skateboard because we are lazy and walking is slow. So this game is a giant fetch quest. In order to get everything, you gotta get one thing, to get another thing, to get another thing, all the way up until you get to the space station, and then it's just mini games from there. The first thing I do is get the Jackhammer. The game kind of, whenever you start talking to people, the game will kind of point you to the Jackhammer because that is the first thing you have to get. I have to get that so that I can get the information center page, which kind of comes in later. But the key thing I need is the ferry ticket so that I can go to Castle Island. To get the ferry ticket, I need to get the hospital page, which is in the upper area. And this is how I get to the upper area. So right now I'm just going to do that. Honestly, the key thing about this entire first section is just movement. Just not getting caught on corners and being able to just get through the paths easily. This is the hospital page that we need. Because when we get to the hospital, it'll allow us to build the hospital, and some guy in a whole body castle will just give us a ferry ticket. If you don't know, the general lore of the game is there's a brickster who broke out of jail and destroyed every building in Lego City, or Lego Island. And unfortunately for Pepper, the main character, the only instruction page that they could scrape up was his house. Pepper is a pizza boy who's now tasked with finding and capturing Lego Island's criminal mastermind. The conversations are literally just mash as fast as you can. There is no quick way to get through. Now, I mentioned before we need the information center page. That is so that we can get a shuttle piece, which is required to enter the space station. But now I've gotten everything I need and it's off to Castle Island. Now the way the glitch works, at least that I think, is that Castle Island is actually not on the map in any way. It is someplace outside of the map. But if you save and quit while you're on Castle Island, the game doesn't really know where to put you, so it just throws you out of bounds temporarily until it can run the bit of code that moves you to Castle Island. Well, if we open up the menu while it's in the process of trying to move us to Castle Island, it just skips it entirely or something, and we stay out of bounds. And that lets us go straight to the space station. Just like that. Now the off-screen collision is extremely weird and annoying. I don't even know why it exists, but there is collision off-screen. Now it's literally just mini-games. There are, I believe, 5 mini-games total, 5 or 6, and it's just waiting. This is the Autoscroller. This one you can only lose time. You just have to avoid you have to stay unharmed for a total of 40 seconds. And if you ever get hurt, that adds 5 seconds to the timer before it lets you move on. So not getting hit is crucial. And I'm just getting a really bad pattern that's forcing me to use up my shield very early. I got really lucky there. This one is just drop to the spot, don't crash. This is where the RNG happens. The starting position of all of these Brickster bots is entirely random. Now I've been able to kind of figure out there's some places where even though they're looking straight at you, they still can't see you. But otherwise, it's just go, 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 hope you don't get caught. That is a mini game where you, where the Brickster bots will demand certain pizzas. You have to find the pizza, give it to them, then clean up after them. There are a lot of games like that. This is the cycle that I always worry about, is this one right here. Because otherwise, if he's not in a specific spot, I am waiting a while. Actually, this maze itself is actually going really, really well. So, marathon luck, I guess. Alright, good. That guy, I just missed that guy. These two, yeah, see, that the guy up there is looking down. These two are a bit of a pain, because sometimes they're synchronized, as in look in the same direction, and sometimes they are not. Same with those two. Those two are the same way, where sometimes they're synchronized and sometimes they're not. So the maze is done, and this is the platforming section. Now, despite what it looks like, this is actually on a set pattern. The Brickster bots will throw blocks at you, and they're the same every time. So, I don't know why it was programmed that way, but it's a set pattern every time. The key to this is just getting through quickly. Don't mess up. There's one part that's actually extremely hard, and if you do it fast, you can save yourself a good 5 seconds. Which is that right here, trying to get to that quickly. Missing it, I still have to wait for it to come all the way down. So, yeah, it's maybe a good 5, maybe 10 seconds if you get it. I've never been able to do it. Ooh, I got really lucky there. And that's that. Now it's the Brickster fight. All I have to do is remove this wall of Lego blocks in front of him and hit him with 3 pizzas. If I ever get hit by any of the falling bricks, it resets the hit counter and adds blocks back. Also be ready on time, because time ends at the credit scene. That's 1, 2, and time. It was pretty quick. Holy crap, that's a new record. So I just made a new world record on marathon. Funny thing about this, because we went to the Space Center early, the game is actually trying to give us the rest of the space shuttle pieces that you normally collect, and you end up in an endless loop of space shuttle pieces. But yeah. That's that. It's a quick one, and it's a fun one. Well, I guess it's back to